In today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you an AI tool that you can use to create blog posts just like this with just a few clicks. This blog post is complete with a title, images that you can regenerate if you do not like, and an outline that is so easy for your readers. As you can see, there are all these citations that you can also choose to either display or not to display. Additionally, you can have YouTube videos in your blog post
that don't exactly count things, but
now I think this is a fantastic feature because this is going to engage your readers even further. You can also choose to include FAQs in your blog posts. In my case, my blog post is about generative AI, and as you can see, there are all these questions here and their answers around generative AI. Another fantastic feature is that you can choose to include your source links in your article. Of course, this is important because it will give more credibility to your blog posts. Now, without wasting time, let's get right into it. The AI tool I'm talking about is SEOWriting.AI. The link for that is in the description box below. So once you get here, all you need to do is hit get started and you can sign up with your Google account. So this is their homepage. As you can see, the interface is really simple and user-friendly, and all you have to do is choose the function that you want. So there's the one-click blog posts. There's also the bulk article generation. You can use this to create up to 100 articles at once. You can also use SEOWriting.AI to do product roundups as well as product reviews and all these other available categories such as the how-to guides. Let's go ahead and create a blog post using the one-click blog post. So we are just going to click on it. Next, we'll need to go ahead and fill out all the required information in this entire form. The first thing that you need to do is to input a main keyword. In my case, I'm going to input generative AI since that's what I want my blog post to be centered around. Now, SEOWriting is going to use that main keyword to generate a title for you. Let's go ahead and input the keyword. So that is generative AI, then hit generate a title. Now here we have our title. So if you don't particularly like the title, you can always go ahead and regenerate, or you can choose to input one manually. I like the title that has been generated, so let's go ahead and continue setting this up. In the core settings, you can choose the language that you want your blog post to be in. So there are all these languages that you can choose from, and I'll just choose English. Next, you can go ahead and choose the article size that you want. So once you choose a size, you'll see the corresponding word count. For example, the word count for extra small is 600 to 1200 words, and for small is 1200 to 2400 words. Now, both of these are a bit too short for me, so I'm going to go with medium. Next, you can go ahead and choose the tone of voice that you want for your blog posts. So given the title of my blog post, I'll choose informational for this. So you can choose either friendly, professional, informational, transactional, and all that. So I'll just go with the informational. After that, you can go ahead and choose the model that you want to use to generate your blog posts. So right here, you'll be able to see the model quality once you choose it. So for instance, if I go with Anthropic Claude 3 Opus, you'll see that the model quality is really good. You can also choose your AI model based on the API key that you may have. For instance, if you have an OpenAI API, you can choose to use any of the GPTs, and the same goes for the Anthropic API. Now, I'll just go ahead and choose this GPT-4o model. Then next, I'm going to choose the point of view. So I want this to be in first person. So I'm just going to choose this option. You can choose any of the others. Now, I've already talked about the API keys. So if you have an API key, you can go ahead and check this box. So once the box is checked, you'll be able to connect your API key. Next, you can go ahead and choose your target country. So for this, I'm just going to choose Canada. Now, one of the best features of SEOWriting is the humanized text feature. What this does is that one, it's going to enhance the readability of your blog post, and you're going to test this out later using the Hemingway app. Secondly, this feature is going to help bypass AI detection, and this is of absolute significance, especially when you put into account the recent Google update. If you're familiar with that update, then you know it's meant to reduce low quality and unoriginal content in search results. So now we're going to choose a readability grade over here, and I'm going to choose 8th and 9th grade, and remember, we'll put this into tests with Hemingway app later. Now on to the next section, and this is the details to include. So basically over here, you're going to include any details that you want to feature in your blog posts. So if you have details that are of utmost importance to your blog post, this is where you're going to input them. If you're not sure what to input, you can check the samples for guidance. Onto the Media Hub, and over here you're going to choose whether to include images and videos for your blog post. As you can see from this drop-down menu over here, you can choose whether to include images or not. So I'm going to choose yes. Next, you can choose the number of images that you want, and you can choose any number from 1 to 20. And in my case, I'm going to choose 5. From the image style, you can go ahead and choose the style of image that you want. So you can choose from photo to cartoon to cyberpunk, whichever style that you want. As you can see, there are so many styles that you can choose from. So in my case, I feel like a photo would go well with this. So I'm just going to choose photo. Next, you can choose the size of the image, and I'm just going to leave this with 16:9. After that, you can choose whether to include YouTube videos or not. For that, all you need to do is click on the drop-down menu, and you can choose either none or yes. So I'm going to choose yes, and then I'm going to choose the number of videos that I want. So I'm just going to choose 3. Next, you have the layout options, and with this you can choose whether to alternate the images and the videos, or you can choose to have either the videos first or the images first. So I'm going to choose the option to alternate an image and a video. Onto the SEO section, and over here you can input the keywords that you want to see in your blog posts. You can choose not to provide any keywords, and in that case, SEO Writing is going to use the main keyword that you provided in the beginning to generate keywords. Again, you can click on this button over here and you're going to generate keywords automatically. Now, if you want to add on to these keywords, all you have to do is just go ahead and input the keyword that you want and then press enter. Now, let me just go ahead and add a word over here like this, and then I'll press enter, and as you can see, the keyword has been added. Next is the structure section, and you can choose the kind of introduction that you want for your blog posts. Now, you can choose to start your blog post with either a question, a statistical fact, a quotation, a story, or a personal sentiment. In my case, I feel like a question or a statistical fact would go so well with the kind of blog post that I'm creating. In this section, you can choose what you want to be included in your blog post. You can choose whether you want tables, lists, quotes, key takeaways, and all that. So you can go just ahead and choose what you want from this section. As you can see, I've enabled most of these, including FAQs. Next, we have the external linking option, and this is one of the new features that they have. As you can see, they have included a note that lets you know that for best results, it's best to use with high-end premium models. Now, I'm going to enable this feature, so just go to the drop-down menu, and I'm going to choose automatic for this. After that, you'll be prompted to specify the number of links that you want. So from the drop-down menu again, I'm just going to choose 5 to 7. Next, you'll choose where you want these links to be placed. So you can choose to have them either at the bottom, at the top, or you can choose to have them evenly throughout. I'll just choose bottom. Now, here's another very fantastic feature, and that is connect to web option. Now, you can enable this by choosing either the basic web or the deep web. Now, the deep web option will analyze hundreds of the most relevant websites, and this is important because it will ensure that at the end of the day, you have a blog post that has factually accurate data. Next, you'll choose whether to include citations or not, so I'm just going to say yes to this. You can also choose to enable source links, and this will be displayed at the bottom of your article. You can also choose the format that you want the links to be in, so I'm just going to choose name and then the URL. The next section is the outline editor, and once you enable this feature, you'll be able to add a personalized outline to your article. So I'll just go ahead and click the enable the outline editor. Once this is enabled, you can go ahead and manually add an outline for your blog post. You can also go ahead and click on Magic Bag to do this automatically. Once the automatic generation is completed, you can go ahead and customize this to your liking. So you can press on the X's to remove sections, or you can go ahead and add more. In the document area, you can go ahead and choose where you want to save your article. If you have several folders, you can choose where you want it to be saved. Finally, you can choose to publish your created blog posts directly to your website. To enable this, go ahead and choose yes, and you'll be able to connect your website to SEO Writing. Once you've set all this up, just go back to the very top and you're going to hit run. Now this part is going to take a few minutes, so let's just go ahead and wait it out. Now that took 5 minutes and 17 seconds to be exact. Now our blog post is ready. At this point, you can just go through your blog post just to make sure everything is okay. Now we chose a question for our introduction, and as you can see, that has been well executed. Now you can see the beautiful images that have been created for our blog post. And if you do not like any of these images, all you need to do is hit on this button and the image will be regenerated. So let's just do that. In a few seconds, we have our new image. Now this image looks so much better for this particular blog post. So I'm just going to use this one. Again, you can see all the citations in our blog post. You can even see the source links, as well as the YouTube videos, just like we ordered. So this is really fantastic. At the bottom, we have the FAQs as well as the source links. So that's basically it. It's really that simple to create your blog post using SEO Writing AI. As promised earlier, let's go over to the Hemingway app and we can check the readability of our blog post. So we'll just copy this. Next, you're going to paste it in Hemingway app. So we are just going to paste it over here. After that, we'll be able to see our readability score on the right-hand side panel. As you can see, our readability is grade 9 and this is good. So remember, we chose grade 8 and 9. So this is absolutely perfect. Now, if you're a content creator or a blogger that publishes a lot of posts, remember they have the bulk article generation feature. This allows you to create up to 100 articles in one batch. This option also has an auto post option, so you don't have to manually post this to your website. If you'd like to give this a try, you can go ahead and get started for free. And if you choose to use any of their paid plans, use the discount code on the screen, that is unlimited 25, and this will give you 25% off. So go ahead and try this. Let me know what you think. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.